some of the measures undertaken by the government in the fight against the spread of COVID-19 pandemic in the country touch on the transport sector, with the numbers of passengers ferried having been reduced and now having to close work early to beat the 7 p.m. curfew. Martin Munene gives us a perspective into the transport sector in Nyeri. Martin, good morning. It's great to see you. What could you share with us about the transport sector in Nyeri and how this is being affected by the curfew?
All right, a very good morning to you, Zinzi, and I'm coming to you live from the main bus park in Nyeri town. And a lot of people here are complaining that the business is doing extremely poorly. As you can see behind me, there are quite a number of drivers here. All these people are saying that they are spending a lot of their time here not having anything to do, because they say, for example, if I may use 2NK Sacco, they say in a day they take about 40 vehicles to Nairobi, but now that number has reduced to about 10, and they say that they are counting losses only. They also say that the number of passengers that they're carrying every trip is about 8, and they have not been able to charge way more as they should to be able to compensate, because they say in a day, for example, in a trip that normally costs 500 shillings, they've only topped 100 shillings or added 100 shillings to that amount, and therefore they say that they do not feel like they're in business. A lot of them saying that they're spending their entire day here and they're not able to make any money, because they say that despite the fact that they're carrying fewer passengers, there are no passengers to ferry to Nairobi, to other areas, because quite a number of people are staying home. Another thing is that they're having to leave work early, because ordinarily the circles or the matatus that travel all the way to Nairobi normally leave work around 10 or past 10, but now the last vehicle is leaving Nyeri at around 3 to 4 p.m. and therefore they say about 5 hours of their day-to-day work is actually off. Therefore they're not having, they're wasting 5, or they're losing 5 hours rather, and at the same time they are not able to ferry enough passengers. There are not enough passengers as it is right now, and therefore they're saying they do not feel like business is good. But they're saying they're trying to understand what the country is going through, and they're trying to have measures to ensure that despite the losses, despite the challenges they're facing, then they're trying to make sure that they play their part in ensuring that they're actually preventing the spread of the coronavirus. They have water to sanitize, they have things that they're doing, things that they're trying to actually ensure that they do every day to make sure that even they, no matter how hard their business is, they are trying to play their part. As you can see, that's a booking office. No one is there. It's empty, or there is no one actually going to book. Therefore, just a reflection of how business is, or what business is like in the potato sector in Nyeri County. Also, when I spoke to passengers are feeling the pinch at the same time, because they say they have to pay for that extra seat that has no occupant for them to be able to be ferried from wherever they are moving. Therefore, around Nyeri, complaints from passengers, and at the same time complaints from business operators in this sector. Back to you in studio from Nyeri County, I'm Martin Munene.
Martin, before I let you go, do we know if the matatu operators have been given the sanitizers by the government, or they had to purchase it?
All right, what I can say, because we've come here severally, they have not had the sanitizers from government. What they have are their own, or they have organized their own. For example, if you can see, there is a tank there. I don't know if the cameraman can be able to show it. That is a tank that they have bought themselves. I was speaking to the leaders of SACCOs, and they had said that once they were told to implement some of these directives, they sat together and agreed that every single SACCO must have a tank such as that. But we've seen some leaders coming up trying to give tanks. For example, the Nyeri Women Rep did give tanks here. In Kieni, for example, we did see the area member of parliament there also give tanks. We understand even the area member of parliament in Nyeri town has plans and has been giving tanks. But the one that we see here is one that has been bought by the SACCO, and all the others around here, most of them have been bought by the SACCO. The county government of Nyeri has continued calling upon even the private sector and people who are willing to just volunteer, provide such materials to the matatu operators, to markets and other areas, because as I say, business is bad, and therefore for them to be able to mitigate the spread of the coronavirus, they all need to pull their resources together, the SACCOs and also private individuals, even as they wait for the government to step in. Zenzi.